Any different?
And
we have a caller? Okay. About trivia or? Oh, we got a question for you guys. Are you there?
I must have tweaked somebody.
I am.
Hello? Can you tell us your first name? You can make it up if you want.
No, that's okay. I don't mind identifying myself. It's Bob Brady, and gentlemen, Mr. Slavin, Mr. Jones, I can see you too, just so you know. I watch your language. I have a question. You've been at it roughly a year now, and from what I've read through your meeting minutes and from what I'm listening to, you really haven't spent much time reviewing our existing charter. And I'd like to know, I think the viewers would like to know why that is. If you're proposing a commission to change the form of government,
okay, Bob,
you know that has to be done by an election. So I think the viewers would like to know, what have you done with the existing charter? And it's been a year almost.
Okay, let me say that the first couple of meetings, we were discussing the initial charter, or the existing charter, and we had discussions as to how we were going to start progressing through it. People were came prepared with lists of things that issues that they wanted to address in the existing charter. I can remember advocating, oh, no, we're getting out of order. We need to go through this thing line by line, top to bottom. I don't want to just jump around, because people were bringing their, they had their pre-existing lists of things that they wanted to focus on. But I can remember, don't you remember, Al, that I was advocating for a systematic approach through this thing.
Yeah, I think I had a list of all the different departments we were going to interview as well.
That's right. Then we were discussing interviewing departments and holding initial meetings. Then the discussion began to broaden, and within a few meetings, we realized that there was enough concern about the existing charter as it exists, that we wanted to go in another direction. So I would say that we did do a good faith effort to try to dig into the the existing charter originally. But once we made that decision to move in a different direction, we put it aside.
Is that your question?
No, according to your very first meeting, your minutes note that you voted...
Bob, you have to turn your TV all the way down.
Sure. You voted to change the form of government at your very first meeting, according to your own meeting minutes. So effectively, while you said you have concerns, it was just your concerns, the 8 of you, because I think you even had a member resign at the first meeting.
I don't recall if it... Well...
So whose concerns are we addressing? The 8 of you or the people of the community? I mean, you have to look seriously at this. We're making decisions. Now, while you don't care for the form of government, you've expressed that repeatedly, that's fine. But your charge, as appointed, is to review the existing charter. If you don't like the form of government, don't waste a year and put it on the ballot. Get an elected commission and go forward that way. You're drafting a document that, in my opinion, the committee doesn't have any jurisdiction in drafting. That would be the responsibility of a commission. So, again, back
I can certainly address your questions. Your opinions are your own. I believe, regarding your question about that vote in the first meeting, if there was one, and I'd have to look at the meeting minutes, I can remember there was a sense of the group. It was not an official vote. It was a sense of the group, and at least 1 or 2 people abstained from it because they had not done. And I don't recall what the reason was. Maybe what's in that meeting minutes is that if it was called a vote, that was probably inappropriate, because I don't believe there was an official vote in that first meeting.
No. I'm not sure of the time frames. I know we didn't do it on the first one. I'm trying to remember. The reason that we went with a special acts is because we were concerned that we were going to have to go back to the Board of Selectmen and say that our recommendation would be this, and therefore go to a commission. And we asked council what the alternatives were, whether we could go through what we saw was a special act provision in the state law. And we got back a decision that we could proceed under the special acts. So therefore, we did not have to then go to the commission. So what we are doing is legal and has been checked through, and we've been given a statement that what we're doing is correct.
Absolutely.
Bob, can I ask you a question?
You sure may, Paul.
Do you think that the way that the town operates at this point isn't negatively affecting the town?
Negatively?
Yeah.
Depends what you mean by operate.
Well, day-to-day operations in the town seem to be stymied a bit, and I see them as coming from the fact that there's just so much personality conflict and things like that in the town that are stopping things from getting done.
You think?
In other words, do you think the way that it is right now is okay?
What is? Having
our town government, that town meetings is effective?
Well, town meeting is not interfering with day-to-day operations, Paul. Come on. I mean, think about that for a minute.
Oh, I think it does. It does. I mean, I don't want to get into a discussion about Westfield, but for example, the fact that there isn't going to be a Westfield has impact on a lot of other people's lives. That in their eyes, it is day-to-day. But I don't want to get into a discussion about that. I'm just saying that town meeting always has. If town meeting didn't affect day-to-day operation,
that would be an excuse right there.
There's no reason to even have a town meeting.
No reason to have a town meeting.
The whole democratic process of having a town meeting, which is a great thing, is because all of that stuff is local and it does affect us day-to-day.
Paul, have you ever read the charter?
I want to get into a discussion about that. The point is that
this is about the charter.
No, but I'm not trying to nail you, Bob. I'm just trying. All I want to know is, do you like the way that the government already operates now?
The government can work fine if. Now, you want to define day-to-day? I've heard this repeatedly by members of the Board of Selectmen. The Board of Selectmen have unanimously, pretty much week in and week out, interfered with the operations of day-to-day. Now, that's why we have an administrator. Read the charter. Read the responsibilities of an administrator. The Board of Selectmen have circumvented their responsibilities by interfering with day-to-day. Now, there are those that will say, well, maybe we need to define day-to-day. Well, for me, it's pretty clear. But for many, maybe it's not. So put a definition in. There's a whole page of definitions in the charter. If it's not clear what day-to-day operations means, then define it. But clearly, if we had a strong administrator, which we have not had for several months now, who knew the laws that govern municipalities, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in today. And that has nothing to do with the legislative form of government known as town meeting. It has nothing to do with that.
So ultimately, Bob, you don't think that the town meeting should be changed?
I don't think it should be changed.
It's okay. I'm not trying to be flip. I really don't know. I'm just what you think. So you think that town meeting doesn't need to be changed? Ultimately.
I don't think open town meeting needs to be changed. No.
Okay. All right. That's all I wanted to know.
Okay. I would suggest, Paul, strongly that you read the charter. It's pretty straightforward as to who has what responsibilities over what. And I'm convinced, listening to this and reading the minutes, and in fact, gentlemen, I've got the minutes in front of me. A poll, you're right, it was a poll taken as to whether or not you did a straw poll, you called it, to support the change in government. The vote then was 501. You're going back to March of 2009. Since then, you have done nothing to review the existing charter. And I say shame on all of you. I don't need to belabor it. Just like to know, why you're drafting a new document when as a committee, I don't see that in your jurisdiction. But thanks for your time, gentlemen. Enjoy your day.
Thanks for calling.